So this over here is a 2024 Porsche Panamera base in Nardo Gray with a black interior, and we had this car for close to I think a year now. This car was picked up back around June or July of 2024, and now it's May of 2025. So it's almost about to be a year for this car. So in this video, I'll talk about some of the things I like about this car and some of the things that I don't like about this car after having it for close to a year. Before this car, there was an Aston Martin DB11 which was traded in towards this car, so I'll kind of be doing a comparison with that as well, and I'll put some clips of the Aston Martin right now. So as you can see, that was the Aston Martin, and that got traded in for this Porsche over here. So I'll be showing you guys around the car, and yeah, so as you can see, it is in Nardo Gray. This is the basic Panamera, and I will show you guys the options on this car and the window sticker as well. So let's go around the car. So over here, as you can see, this is finished in Nardo Gray right here. And it has the standard wheels. As you can see, these are the alloy wheels that they come with right here. And these are the wheels and tires after a year. They haven't been worn that much because, again, the car only has 4,500 miles on the car. But as you can see, it is a pretty good looking car. The thing I like about this car is the way it slopes down like this. So on the old Panameras, on the first gen, if you remember, they used to have a little bit of a bubble on the top for the car, and I didn't like that at all. This car over here is the new one over here. So in the back, you can see it has the clear light bar, which is pretty cool to have. Some of them come in the red, but the clear looks so much better, and the spoiler is retractable. It does have the quad exhaust tips over here, which is something that's pretty cool. And on this side, it's the same thing. This is the gas cap over here. If it opens, there we go. As you can see, it's pretty cool. It has a Porsche logo right here on the fuel filler tank, and it has these nice side vents on this car. So for the whole time of having this car, what's been done with the car is that it just has a front bumper PPF to keep it good. But this car, again, did get traded in for an Aston Martin, so it might be a bit biased talking about the car and some of the things I like and don't like. So for starters, the front of this car looks so much better than any other Porsche Panamera that's been out yet. Before this one, we were looking at a second-gen Panamera, but we decided to settle for this one because it is newer and it looks so much better. As you can see, it has this nice front end, and it has that little line right there, which reminds me of an Audi R8 or a Nissan GT-R, the new ones with that tiny strip right there in the grille. As you can see, it has big radiators over here, so you have some over there and some over there, which is pretty cool to have. And the lights on the car are pretty cool. It's these thin lights over here, and in the inside, it just looks really nice. You see there's this nice grain in the headlights as well, so that's pretty cool about this. The mirrors are pretty cool as well. They have this black underpart and then the Nardo Gray here, which looks pretty cool, and it has a full panoramic sunroof over here. The car is a hatchback, if you didn't know that, because this whole part lifts up like that. So I'll open up the trunk real quick and show you guys what that is like. So over here is just Panamera basic. When you pop this open, as you can see, it is a hatchback, which is pretty cool. You do have the option to unlock the car over here, and you do have a nice 12-volt charger over here. I'm pretty sure the seats can be dropped down, which they can with that little lever right there. You do have this nice little cover right here, which you can remove by sliding it out like that. And you do have 2 storage bins there. Under this, you do get an all-weather floor mat for the trunk, like an all-weather trunk lining. And if you lift this up, you do have some kits right here. It does not come with a full tire kit, but you do get a nice inflator kit right there. And you do have some storage down here as well. So that's pretty good to have on this car. So let's close the trunk. There we go. I see backup cam, the 2 lights over there for the trunk, or to sign on to the license plate. Now, the Porsche thing over here is pretty cool, and the light bar does a little animation, which I'll show you in a little bit. On the car, it is powered with a V6 twin turbo, which I'll show you right now. So to get to the engine, you just have to do this twice, and once you do that, the engine will be popped open. So let's go over here to the engine. Let me zoom out so you guys can see this better. So to get to it, there is a little tab right here, as you can see. So we'll lift that up, and this is the V6 from the Porsche Panamera. Now on the 911s, they are inline sixes and they're on the back of the car, but on this car, this is Porsche's V6 right here. So it is twin turboed from factory, so that's pretty cool. Mobile One oil right here. There's your oil cap right there. This is some coolant, your windshield, and then I think that's also coolant. I think this has 2 coolant reservoirs. Over here you do have your jump points, so that's your positive and your negative over here on the car. So those are your jump points, and as you can see, it's just a fairly simple looking engine. Now the old Aston Martin was a V12, this is a V6, so it got chopped in half, but it is a pretty good engine nonetheless. This uses, I think, Porsche's PDK transmission or a different transmission, which I'll probably put somewhere right here what transmission it uses, but there it is. Nice Porsche crest with a Stuttgart over here. And yeah, so this is basically it for the exterior of the car. The spoiler is retractable, as you saw in the start of the video when I started the car up. And you do also get PPF from factory right here on the sides, which is pretty cool to have. So let's start off with the front of the car. So over here, this is a pretty nice door. As you can see, they're all soft closing if we let go, which is pretty nice to have. Same with the back doors, are also soft closing. So we'll close this. So yeah, let's start off with the front seats. So over here, you do have this nice piano black trim. This has also been PPF because I noticed that these things get scratched easily, so we decided to go get it PPF'd. As you see, we have nice speakers over here. It does have a Bose system in the stock one. Water bottle fits perfectly over here. And then over here, you have nice ambient lighting when it's turned on. You also have this nice little trim over here. So this is something pretty cool over here. Now, with the thing, there are some things that I don't really like about the front seats. For starters, if you press this once, it doesn't put your seat in. See, it's something pretty annoying. You have to just keep on holding it, which is something that's pretty annoying because almost every other car that we have, you just press it once and it does it for you. This one, you just have to keep on holding it and then it works just fine. So that's something that's pretty annoying in the car. The next thing is, let's go to the steering wheel. So here is the front of the car. As you can see, it's pretty nice. And let me get the phone off the mount. So here is the steering wheel of the car. It's a pretty nice car steering wheel. As you can see, you do have nice thumb little inserts here, but this is the next thing that I don't like with the car. So if you notice with the car, these are just plastic, like small standard paddle shifters, and these are steering mounted. As you can see right here, they are mounted on the steering wheel. So these things don't feel that good when you're shifting gears. Second thing is, shifting gears doesn't feel, I guess, that good. Like on the Maserati, I'll do a comparison between this car and the Maserati, but on the Maserati, you'll see that it just feels more fun when you're shifting gears. But this car just feels like it's more of a toy to have when shifting gears. The thumb cutouts are great. I love this about the car. And as you can see, there's barely any wear in this car for over a year. Build quality is pretty good. 4,600 miles, as you can see over there. And see, no creaks, no nothing. This thing is worth getting PPF'd if you plan to keep it for a while. As you see, if I do this, wipe it off, nothing's going to happen. On any other car that's piano back, it will get scratched. These are the keys for the car. As you can see, we did get one paint match key, and then the other is your basic Porsche Panamera key. But this one matches the paint on the car. As you can see, it's pretty cool to have a paint match key. So over here, you do have some cool things on the steering wheel. Now, this Panamera does have some options on it, which I'll show you in the end with the window sticker. But over here, you do have a sports selector. As you can see, you can go to Sports Plus, Sports, and Normal for this car. And then if you press this button, you see you have a little countdown here, and this gives you maximum performance. This does have a heads-up display, as you can see, and that shows your timer, it can show navigation, and it shows your speed right there. I don't like the gauge cluster that much. It's pretty cool to have, but I do miss the old Panamera where it had a real tachometer in the center, and then the sides were, I guess, screens. That was something pretty cool to have a real physical gauge. This is all screen now, which is still cool. I like the design. And as you can see, it just curves nicely like this over here. And then you have this nice little cutoff here. This does have the Sports Chrono package, which includes this button here and this nice little clock right here. So this is what the clock looks like. As you can see, it's a pretty nice clock. And then you have these nice little grill thing here. You have AC vents over here, which you can control, which is something that's pretty nice. Now, this is something that I find pretty annoying in the car. Every time you start up the car, if you don't want to put your personal information in, you're just going to have to do this. You have to press continuous gas, you have to press X. Sometimes it doesn't even work, and you have to press yes. And then you can get to your main menu, which is something that's pretty annoying. So let's go to the infotainment system. So this is the infotainment system on the Porsche Panamera. Standard Porsche entertainment system. And some of the things you aren't able to use if you don't have the information thing set up. So if you don't give them your information or make an account, you won't be able to use any of this stuff, which is pretty annoying. You can see we have our performance thing over here, our dynamics of the car. We're able to adjust some of the things. See, if I press the brake, you can see if I press the throttle, it's like this. This reminds me of the Logitech G thing if you ever use the sim racers. And then you have some drive thing, performance thing when you're just racing around the track. Again, you won't get this option on a regular Panamera. This is on the Sports Chrono. So over here, you can see our start direction, start over here. So if you put this, you can start recording. And as you can see, it just reset it. And now it's doing lap times. So that goes by the second. So that's something pretty cool to have right here. So we're gonna press stop. And then you can see the clock goes back to normal. So let's go back to the home menu. Over here, you do have your climate controls. Third thing I hate with a car. You have to adjust these like through this. It's like a Tesla thing where you direct where you want the air to go. And I find this pretty annoying. All these vents are just fixed in place. You can't move them. Even these side ones here, only the ones you can move are up there. And I think on the back seat as well. So that's kind of annoying on the car. So I don't really like that at all. Over here, you do have your little center console storage. So you do have two USB Type-C chargers right here. You do have an area to put your phone in charge, but I noticed that most phones don't even fit in here. It gets stuck half the time. You do have a nice little slot right here for the key, but it only works if you don't have a keychain or any other accessories. Most of the time, you're going to have to put your keys in the cup holder. You do that, and it closes nicely. You have this nice trim that gets followed around here, this aluminum trim. You have your speaker controls right here, which is something that's pretty cool. This feels really nice to move. Over here, you have these like fighter jet style things for the temperature. So you can control your temperature over here, the speed. So the front two seats get to control their fan speed and their temperature. I don't think the back seats do, but when I go in the back, I'll show you. You have cooling and heated seats that I think are standard in the car. You have the circulation, your defrosters, sync for your temperature. And over here, you have the traction control off button if you hold this. As you can see, PSM Sport, it's off. And now if we just turn this off to be safe, it's good. You have your emergency flashers here. So as you can see, you press this and they turn on. Now over here, you have your nice little wind visor right here, which is pretty cool. As you can see, this is the light here, and this thing slides pretty nicely. And it's pretty good. It just feels like any other window visor, which is all right, I guess. You do have nice black lining here instead of white. And then over here, you have your SOS button. You have the microphone for here for your phone calls. And then over here, these are touch capacitive right here, which are pretty cool. Now, you can control the rear lighting over here. So this turns on the rear lighting, and you can do the turn it off. You press this, it turns on the front. And if you notice one thing, the noises are coming from the speakers. They don't come anywhere else because they're all capacitive touch. You do have this thing here. This one controls your sun shade thing, or the window that comes out. This one controls your visor thing here. So as you see, if you press this, these all start rolling up. So this is something that's pretty cool, where you can do this, and this one puts it back. And this one controls this side. So as you see, you have your full panoramic sunroof. So let me open the other one as well. As you can see, it's all open here, and if you keep holding this back, this opens up. So that's something that's pretty cool. And this little part comes up. So we can close this, and I'll show you the rest. So that's something that's pretty cool. Now, that's it for this, I guess, top console. Same window visor as this one. And then over here, you do have your glove box. So as you see, that's the glove box. It feels pretty nice. This is your center console right here. You open it, you do have some nice stuff. So you get this nice little divider, which you can choose with these screws. You can put it for this one or this one. You have a nice little cloth right here that I put in there. You have another 12-volt charger here. And then you do get this pen from Porsche, which is something that's pretty cool. So you get this nice little Panamera pen, which I like it a lot. So as you can see, this is Panamera. It has carbon fiber on it. So this is something that's pretty cool to have. So I'll be using this to point around. So over here, you do have window controls, which I'll show you here. So these are the window controls for the car. You can control the mirrors here. You can control how they direct. You can fold the mirrors, and this is your window lock. You can open and close the trunk from here, and then you can control all the windows from here. Over here, you have lock unlock, which is something cool. If you lock it, this does light up. And then these are your memory settings. Again, I do not like that you have to keep holding it down to set it. So that's something that's pretty annoying. You have these plastic door handles, which are pretty cool. I like the design of this. And then again, all piano black here in this. So again, with that ambient lighting, let me see if I can show you how it looks that better, I guess. So to do that, you got to go in vehicle, then you got to go into comfort, and you can click ambient lighting. And then the color right now is blue. You can just change it to anything else. If I put it in yellow, you can kind of see it, but it's like pretty hard to see. Oh, there you go. So see, this is yellow, and then if I want it blue, it goes to blue. It's hard to see during the daytime, the ambient lighting for the car. So I think this is it for the front seats. So I'll show you the seats for the front, and then I'll go and show you the back seats for this car, and then we'll go on a drive. So these are the seats. You have basic seat controls, your lumbar support, your basic, I guess, front back over here, more lumbar controls over here. And this thing actually controls your, I guess, your leg pan right here. So you can extend it, you can retract it. So that's your leg pan right here. And then this is the seats. So let's go to the seats. As you can see, they look pretty good. They are, I guess, standard Porsche bucket seats. This does have the Porsche crest on it, so they look really nice. All the seats have the Porsche crest, as you can see, and this is something that's pretty cool. So you do have a standard seatbelt. I think this doesn't even say Porsche on it, so this is just your standard seatbelt right here, and this is pretty much it. It's a pretty nice interior, built really well. We had it for a year, and for the whole year, this does have one problem where it went into limp mode one time, and I'll explain what that is towards the end of the video. But that was pretty much the only problem, and the car was covered under warranty, so nothing went wrong. So let's go in the back seats, and I'll show you from there. So back seats, same thing. You also have soft closing doors right here. So if I just do that, it closes fully, and I can open the door nicely like this. So on the basic one, you don't get any writing over here. So this doesn't say Porsche over here, but if you look at the front seats, and I'll show you the passenger side, it says Panamera here. Also on the carpet says Porsche here. Car is a little bit dirty, but it's all right. As you can see, same exact seat on this side, and over here, same door. But on the back seats, it barely doesn't have anything nice. It doesn't say Porsche over here. Your carpets are just standard. Little coin over here, I'll take that. And then let's start off with the doors for the seat, or the back seats. Bose sound system in the back. Again, you can lock, unlock from the back. Window control, a little storage pocket here, same door handle, same thing, and ambient lighting in the back right here. Now this is the 4-seater configuration, so let's go in the back and I'll show you what this is like. So this is how it feels. I am 5'10", and as you see, this is on a 5'10" seating position. So I do have a bit of room right here. As you can see, it is pretty nice right here. You do have storage pockets over here, which are pretty cool. You have this little cutout for the seat. Your storage hook vents right here for your suits. You have one right here and one right here. Another cool thing is this thing. This is like, I don't know, it reminds you of airplanes where you press this and it has a light thing right here on the side. You don't have any lights in the middle here. They're just all on the side. This light always stays on when driving. This is just to shine at night so you have some visibility. Over here, you do have this nice little storage pocket, which is pretty cool. And you do have a vent right here to control your airflow. So you can open that up, control the position. This reminds me of something that the S-Class has, the Rolls-Royce has, and Bentleys have. Another little vent right here. So that's pretty cool. The center console, you cannot control the climate over here. Only climates are controlled in the front. So for example, if the driver's side has his fan all the way on the max, this side will get the max. If the passenger side has their fan on the max, this will get the max. So it's dual zone, where it's split in half, where this side controls its climate, this side controls its climate. So over here in the back, you do get 2 Type-C chargers. You can control the sunroof over here. So if I press this, it closes. And if I do this, it opens. So that's pretty cool. Here, you can get your vents right here. Some of them if you get the option, this can become a screen right here, and then you can get the same AC vent controls where you control the position through the screen. But I like this kind of better because it just is so much more easier to control. But it is kind of plain back here. Over here, you see the trunk right here, and this lining does cover it up, so it doesn't look like you can see straight into the trunk. You have speakers right there, which are pretty cool, next to your ears. And again, you have the Porsche crest on the back seats. This is what the seat looks like. It's like a nice little bucket seat. So here you have seat belts. You can lift this thing up, and over here, if I lift this up a bit, you have little slots in there for your child seat. Over here, if you open this up, you do have a little storage unit here, a little center console, and then this thing goes up, and you don't have a middle seat because, again, this is all center console. This is also PPF because this will get scratched pretty easily, and you have this little storage bin right here with the same aluminum trim like that. So over here, if you slide this way, you can see the cup holder. Then if you do this, it closes. This, it opens, so that's pretty cool. You press this right here, this extends, and then you can do this to lift this cup holder to activate it. Another storage center over here, so you can do this, and then if you want to close it, you have to just push this down and it closes. To open it, you press that, and to close it is that. Close this, you push this down, and that's pretty much it. Back seats are pretty plain, I'm not gonna lie, so nothing exciting in the back over here. So as you can see, it just has this nice little bolstering over here. It's not carbon or anything crazy because this is a base Panamera. So that's pretty much it for the back seats of the car. So that's it for the main interior and exterior of the car. I'll show you some of the lighting thing I was talking about, so, and the window sticker. So over here, let me show you the window sticker for the car and what options this car has. So let's unfold the window sticker. This is the window sticker for the car. Its MSRP was $117,000, and as you can see, Panamera itself is $990,000, so it is a $100,000 car. And these are the options. We have the chalk color, interior, and you can just read this and see what is included when you get a Porsche from that. So this is a pretty basic Porsche. You do have nice little manuals here covered in leather and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. So there we go. And then right here, you do have your keys. So I already showed you the keys, and I'll show you what the keys do. So let's close this door. So that's pretty cool. The car is still on, so let me turn the car off on the electric mode. So as you see your start-stop buttons here, most of the time it's on that side, but it's on this side. So we can close this, and the car is off. Put this here. So as you can see, this is the back of the car. When you press the lock, sometimes it does a little light show where it goes in the middle. But that's pretty much it. Lock, unlock, open the trunk. You can close the trunk from here as well. So you have to wait for it to fully open. It's a large trunk opening. Press it, and it doesn't close, which is weird. So we're gonna press this to close it. So that's pretty much it for this car. Now, the biggest issue with this car, besides the stuff I already mentioned, is the noise of the car. So I'm gonna go start it up, and I will be showing you guys it in different modes. I'll put on the corner when it's in each mode, like sports, normal, and sports plus. So let me set up the tripod, and I will show you guys what the car sounds like in every single mode. So as you heard, there were 3 for each. So the first 3 were normal, the second 3 were sports, and then the last 3 were sports plus. There is a sports limiter on the car, or rev limiter, which prevents it from revving up higher. So the next thing is we'll go on a drive and I'll talk about more what I like and what I don't like about the car. So here we are in the Porsche, about to go on our little drive right here. So I will be talking about some of the things I like with the car and some of the things I don't like with the car. So the car before this one was an Aston Martin DB11, right? So that car was a V12 twin turbo, and this is a V6. In my opinion, this is a very good daily driver, but this does not feel that exciting to drive. So it feels pretty quiet when you're driving. This isn't Sports Plus mode, as you can hear. This is 46 miles per hour, 4th gear, and it doesn't sound that exciting. In Aston Martin, it would sound very exciting. But again, we are comparing a supercar with a family sedan. So if you're not looking for something that's like a supercar or a Porsche 911, this is like a Porsche 911 sedan, but just a lot more quieter and more family friendly, I think. So as you can hear, it sounds alright, but it doesn't sound exciting. That's the main thing with a car. It's a really good car, but it's not an exciting car. This car handles very well. This is the best handling car in my opinion that we have. So it handles really good on corners. It feels very like quick to handle, and it's very forgiving if you do something. So I like that part about this car a lot. It feels easy to drive and you feel very comfortable driving it. You don't feel scared to drive this car at all. So let's go take a turn right here. So again, like I was saying, it feels pretty good to drive. It doesn't feel that crazy at all. And I mean, if you like something that's more subtle, that looks sporty, then this is the perfect car to go for you. So I will go to this one street, and then over there I will show you some of the cool features with this car. So it feels good, but in my opinion, the car is way too quiet, like way too quiet. And even on the turbo models, it feels very quiet as well. Again, this is a family sedan, so there's not that much you can do. There's no exhaust upgrades either, and the exhaust upgrade that comes from factory doesn't sound that loud either, unless you get the V8 version, so that's something that's different. So another thing is, if you press this button, I'll show you what it does. So this gives you maximum power, and that's something that's pretty cool. So you get maximum power over here. Paddle shifters are pretty cool. Again, it doesn't feel good when you press it. This doesn't feel like you're causing something to happen. Controlling the paddle shifters are cool, so I'm gonna go back and drive right here. So to go into manual mode, you can press this like that. Now you see we're in that. And then if you go like that, that's pretty cool. Then if you go and drive like that, that's something that I like as well. So when you press this, it goes into drive. When you go do this, you're in neutral, so you can rev the car. And if you do this, you go back into drive. So over here, you hold this down, you can go into manual mode. So now the whole time you have to shift manually. And then you want to get out, you just do this, you're in drive. Second, you press this. Now you're in manual mode temporarily, but it'll go back into drive on its own if it doesn't detect you're shifting enough, or you just press this again to go back into drive. I don't like this gear selector over here. It feels out of place. I wish the gear selector was somewhere else beside this, but this feels out of place in the parking. You press P. So this car has launch control, which I will show in a second, but this car is a nice car right here. So I'll show you how to activate launch control. I don't think I'm going to do it in this car. So I'm going to go turn around right here. So we'll stop here. Then we'll go turn around. There's someone over there making a video too. So let's put this car in launch control. So we're going to go right here. You want to put your foot on the brake, and you want to hold this down. Once it charges up, launch control active, and then you can let go. So that's how you get into launch control. So basic Panameras come in launch control, and it's something that's pretty cool that you get that in a basic Panamera. You don't need to pay anything So launch control doesn't feel that exciting in my opinion. It's the same thing as pressing this button and just pressing the gas, so it's nothing that exciting in the car at all. But driving wise, it feels like it's a normal car. It doesn't feel anything crazy. Materials are very good on the car. It feels comfy to drive. I like the cooling seats over here. And I'll turn on the AC. It's kind of hot in the car. But it's a nice driving car. It handles very well. Like, it does what you want it to do, and it doesn't feel that out of control. And then I like the part where if you want to, like, I guess, hear the engine, you do this, then that feels pretty good. And then you press both of them to go back into drive, which is something that's pretty nice. So that's basically it for my impression of the driving. I think I will give this car a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. It's a nice car, but it's not an exciting car. And that's basically what I will put it at. So I will be making another video comparing this car with another family sedan we have, which is the Maserati Quattroporte. And for some reason, I like that car a little bit more than that. So I'll be comparing both of the cars, showing you guys what the benefit is of that car and what the benefit of this car is, and what's better for both if you're looking at a new car to get. So again, though, for having it for almost a year, it's a really good car. It's been pretty reliable. It did go into limp mode once, and that was because there was a issue in the software. And then a few days later, it went out of limp mode, but we still took it to service. They redid it. Then there was a recall in the car they had to fix. So there was 2 things for this car, but that was pretty much it. Besides that, the car is pretty reliable. Porsches know to be reliable, so no complaints on that part. I like the car, but I think this does have to go for something a bit more exciting. So we'll see about that. But besides that, this car is pretty cool to have as a good daily driver, in my opinion. This car is a really good daily driver, but besides that, there's nothing else with this car if you're looking for something exciting. If you do like the Porsche and you want something more exciting, then I think maybe the Turbo S model or the Turbo model is better with the V8 in there. But this car does only have a V6 in the car, which makes the car not as exciting to own and drive. So it's pretty cool. But the Maserati also has a V6 that's twin turbo, and that car is exciting and fun to drive. This car is just a lot more reserved. That car is more raw power and sounds better. So I will be doing a side-by-side comparison with both of the cars to show you guys what is better, comparing exhaust noises and showing you guys why each car is better in their own way. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video on the stuff I like about the car, how ownership's been for a year, and what the car is like. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.